You have handed your life to the judgment of people who have never lived it. Critics, spectators, the voices in the stands and the comments. They risk nothing, and yet, somehow, they rule you. You measure your daring by their applause, and shrink your life to what they will permit. The men who actually count have always known one thing. The critic does not. Over a century ago, Theodore Roosevelt said it once, and it has outlived everyone who mocked him. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbled, or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena. Everyone else is just watching.
It is not the critic who counts, nor the man who points out how the strong man stumbles.
Here is the trap, and resistance built it to feel like wisdom. The stands are safe. The arena is not. From the cheap seats, you can judge every fighter, lose nothing, and feel superior all at once. So resistance whispers, stay up here, where it's safe, where no one can mark your face, and it turns you into a lifelong spectator of a life you were supposed to live. Hear how Roosevelt described the one who counts, the man whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error, who, at the best, knows the triumph of high achievement, and who, at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly.
The credit belongs to the man whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly.
Look closely at the ones whose opinion has been running your life. The loudest critic has almost never stepped onto the sand. He has never trained at dawn, never shipped the work, never stood alone and risked being wrong in public. His verdict cost him the price of a ticket he never even paid for. Why would you hand the keys of your courage to a man who has never spent any of his own? There is a kind of man the crowd cannot stand, the one who says what he will do and then walks in and does it. They called it arrogance while he was still climbing. They called it destiny the moment he arrived. Conviction in the arena always looks like madness from the stands, right up until the bell rings and the man who declared it is the only one left standing. But understand what the arena costs before you climb in. You will be mocked. You will lose. You will be mocked while you bleed. That is not a failure. That is the entry fee. Every person you admire paid it in public, while the critics laughed. The dust on your face is not your shame. It is the proof that you showed up. And know exactly who you are choosing not to be. Roosevelt finished the thought like a blade. Your place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. The ones who stayed clean because they stayed out. A safe, unmarked, untested life is not a victory. It is just a defeat that never had the courage to begin.
His place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat.
So, what do you do with the critics you cannot silence? You stop letting them be the judge, and you make them the fuel. David Goggins took every doubt, every slur, every you can't, and burned it as energy in the dark. The hate did not stop him. It powered him. A critic can only rule you while you are still asking him to be right.
They're not going to save you. Nobody is coming.
There is one more truth the arena keeps. When you walk out onto the sand, the crowd does not come with you. You risk alone. You bleed alone. The cheering, if it comes after. The willingness to be alone in the arena, judged, exposed, unsure, is the whole price of admission. Almost everyone pays for the seat instead, and calls it being sensible. So here is the choice, stripped bare. Far better, Roosevelt said, to dare mighty things and win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to take rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy much nor suffer much. Because they live in the gray twilight that knows neither victory nor defeat. A magnificent failure outranks a comfortable nothing every single time.
Far better to dare mighty things than to take rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy much nor suffer much.
And remember this when the comments cut. The critics are not keeping the real score. The arena is. The work is. The years are. The man on the sand already knows things the loudest spectator will never learn from his seat. Their opinion is weather. Your effort is climate. Do not confuse the two. So here is the turn. You do not silence the critics. You will never silence the critics. You simply stop giving them a vote. You climb down out of the stands of your own life. You walk onto the sand, and you let the dust and the blood be your proof that you were finally there. Let them watch. Watching is all they were ever going to do. This is a practice, not a highlight reel. Each day, do one thing the critics could knock, and do it where they can see. Ship the work, speak the truth, enter one small arena, and risk one real judgment. Collect a little dust on your face on purpose. Do it enough, and the fear of being criticized quietly loses its grip, because you have already survived it 100 times. So here is your charge. Get out of the stands. Walk onto the sand, into the arena that has your name on it, and let your face be marred by dust and sweat and blood. You will err, you will fall, you will be mocked by men who never dared. Let them. The credit was never theirs to give, and it was always yours to earn.